On tonight's edition of Newswatch 18, a new state relations officer for Iowa State has been named. We'll have more.
The Ames Public Library will be closing for renovations. We'll bring you those details.
And Michael Kramer will have all you need to know about the Cyclone's big game against Kansas this Saturday. And Nathan Gogo will bring you your weekend travel weather. This is Newswatch 18.
Studio B, this is Newswatch 18.
Milwaukee.
Newswatch 18 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to this November 15th edition of Newswatch 18. I'm Maria Lizignoli.
And I'm Andrew Schneider. Now, before we get started, Nathan, I understand you have a preview of that weather forecast down in Lawrence.
Yes, we do, but if we first take a look at the almanac here, though, we actually hit 59 degrees here, close to 60, which is well above average. The low hit 34, and then looking at the forecast down in Kansas, it's going to be a pretty nice temperature game out there. 60 degrees will be start time at 6 p.m. at Memorial Stadium. It's going to be a nice game. Hopefully, it can help us do pretty well in that game. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nathan. Earlier this week, the Iowa Board of Regents announced that Iowa State will receive a new state relations officer. Joe Murphy is currently with the Ames-based Summit Group and will take over for Ann McCarthy next week. Before joining the Summit Group, Murphy has worked as the state relations officer for the University of Northern Iowa. McCarthy, who joined the board in 2010, will assume new responsibilities, including developing new economic initiatives and policies for the board. Murphy is set to start his duties on November 19th.
The City of Ames Police Department is holding a drug drop-off this Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. at the Walgreens in North Ames. This event is free of charge and residents can drop off their unused medication in confidence. All over-the-counter medications and unused or expired pet medications will be accepted. However, needles, sharps, syringes, industrial waste, and thermometers will not be. All identification information on the bottles should be crossed off before arrival.
The Ames Police Department conducted compliance checks of 33 local licensed liquor establishments. Of those 33, 10 were found to be selling alcohol to underage persons, including AJ's Liquor, Swift Shop, Tobacco Outlet, and Hy-Vee Gas. If cited for selling alcohol to minors, one can face fines totaling over $700.
Registration for the 2013 Ready to Run Iowa Campaign Training for Women is now open. The program is presented by the Carrie Chapman Catt Center for Women in Politics and will consist of 6 3- to 4-hour workshops beginning in January. Ready to Run Iowa is a nonpartisan program designed to train Iowan women for elective and appointive offices, as well as to become leaders in their respective communities. Each individual session costs $20 or $15 if participants sign up for 4 or more sessions. The program is open to both men and women, and if students are interested, they can register through the Catt Center's website, las.edu/Catt Center. Registration is required and space is limited to the first 25 participants who register for the workshops.
The Ames Public Library will close its doors in less than an hour to begin a multi-million-dollar renovation project. The eastbound lane of 6th Street is moved to the middle turn lane and traffic is slowed at peak hours on Douglas and 6th. Tomorrow, volunteers will begin packing up and moving books, shelves, periodicals, and furniture to the library's temporary location at 620 Lincoln Way, next to Hobby Lobby and East Hy-Vee. The temporary location is expected to open Monday, December 10th. The $20 million renovation project is expected to be completed in August of 2014.
Students took to the catwalk this Tuesday night at the M-Shot for the Donate and Look Great fashion show hosted by the Iowa chapter of the Public Relations Student Society of America. The show's goal was to demonstrate to students how to dress for their next interview or internship. The show featured student volunteers in a variety of clothing. All clothing for the show was provided through donations from last week's campus clothing drive. Several guest speakers also spoke on the performance on the importance of professional dress and attire for college students, including interview do's and don'ts.
Now, Michael, Iowa State 1 win away from bowl eligibility. This weekend might be their best chance, but it might not be so easy down in Lawrence.
Well, Andrew, don't let Kansas's 1-9 record fool you. I've got a surprising stat coming up for you after the break. You better stay tuned. This is Newswatch 18. Welcome back. I'm Michael Kramer with your Cyclone Sports Update. The 5-5 Cyclones football team will head to Lawrence this weekend to take on the 1-9 Kansas Jayhawks. Iowa State head coach Paul Rhodes says Kansas has an effective rushing attack and are atop the Big 12 in time of possession.
And if you look at our football team, those aren't two good factors. We don't need to be on the field that long as a defense, and we don't need to have our offense standing on the sideline. And you got to find a way to stop the run to be successful overall as a defensive football team. They have good plans from week to week to take advantage of what folks do, and they have good personnel in their backfield.
The Jayhawks currently own the Big 12's longest conference losing streak, but don't let that fool you. In games against Big 12 foes Oklahoma State, Texas, and Texas Tech, the Jayhawks lost by a combined score of only 17 points. A scoring difference that the Cyclones have more than tripled when facing the same three teams. In the previous two games without linebacker Jake Knott, the Clones defense has allowed over 1,000 yards in total offense. With only 2 games to go in the regular season, the Cyclones are searching for one more win to become bowl eligible for the 3rd time in Rhodes' first 4 years at the helm. Kickoff for this game is at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports Network. The battle of 2 ranked teams was on display last night in Hilton Coliseum as the 19th ranked Cyclone volleyball team took down the 20th ranked Kansas State Wildcats. The Wildcats won the previous matchup in October, but last night was a different story. Cyclones dominated the match from start to finish, winning the first and last sets by double digits and winning the match 3-1. Iowa State head coach Christy Johnson-Lynch says her team played much better defense this time around.
I think our block of defense continues to improve. The numbers weren't outstanding tonight in our blocks, but we had a lot of nice touches. I thought we made some nice adjustments, and we were able to play good defense behind our block and hold our opponent to a low hitting percentage, and that's one of the things we've been talking about. It's not just the block and the defense, but working together to hold our opponents to a low hitting percentage, and that's certainly what we did tonight.
The Clones were led defensively by Kristen Hahn's 23 digs and caused K-State to hit a season-low .702 on the night. Freshman Andy Malloy stepped up to lead the Cardinal in gold and kills with 18, as Victoria Hurt added 13 more. Last night's victory increased the team's winning streak to 7, with the Clones dropping only 2 sets in the process. The red-hot Cyclones will look to make it 8 straight this Saturday in Waco as the 17-7 Cyclones take on unranked Baylor. That game will have a 1 p.m. start. On Saturday, the Iowa State men's basketball team kicks off the Global Sports Classic, a tournament that will include top 25 teams Cincinnati and UNLV. The Cyclones are coming off a 58-point victory over Alabama A&M. They will begin the tournament by hosting the Campbell Fighting Camels in North Carolina A&T on Tuesday at Hilton Coliseum. Iowa State will have top defender Chris Babb back on the court on Sunday after serving a 3-game suspension. The competition will hit the road the following weekend in Las Vegas, where the Cyclones will face Cincinnati on Friday and either UNLV or Oregon on Saturday. Sunday's game against Campbell tips off at 6 p.m. That's not the only news in basketball. Head coach Fred Hoiberg will bring in the 24th ranked recruiting class according to ESPN. Highly touted guards Monte Morris from Michigan and sharpshooter Matt Thomas from Wisconsin highlight the class. Both players are among ESPN's top 100 high school prospects of 2013. The Clones also picked up 2 players from junior college power Indian Hills and Ottumwa. Richard Amarty, a 6'9 forward, will only have 1 year of eligibility for the Clones, but 6'6" Dustin Hogue will have 2. Former USC point guard Maurice Jones will also be joining the Cyclone roster. Last season, the junior-to-be led the Trojans in points, assists, steals, and threes. With this new class, the future looks bright for the Cyclone men under Coach Hoiberg. Well, that's all I got for sports. Nathan, with all our students leaving for break, what's the weather looking like for next week?
Sam, it's looking pretty good. I'll have your full weekend forecast and as well as your Turkey Day forecast after the break. Stay tuned. You're watching Newswatch 18. Welcome back to Newswatch. Right now, 8 o'clock hour. It's 44 degrees out there, clear skies. It's a pretty nice night. The temperatures are going to fall pretty cold tonight, though, as we have clear skies and light winds. Going to allow the temperatures to drop pretty low. 44 here in Ames, 39 up in Fort Dodge, 48 in Des Moines, and again, we have winds out of the north that are going to allow these temperatures to plummet pretty low tonight, below freezing. Definitely want to grab your jacket if going out tonight, especially tomorrow morning, heading out the door. 39 in Ottumwa, 44 in Ames, currently, 39 in Fort Dodge across the state. And like I said, these winds gusting to 15 to 20 miles per hour here in central Iowa, 7 down in Des Moines, 5 out of the west in Ottumwa. And these winds are going to continue out of the north-northwest tonight, allowing those temperatures to drop, giving us that cooler air. 27 for your expected low tonight here in Ames, 25 in Waterloo, and 23 up in Mason City. Look, already the teens out in Sioux City where the real cold air is, and we're not expected to get that low. Definitely as you head out northwest, so they're going to get really chilly tonight. Tomorrow's highs 50 in Ames expected, 52 in Ottumwa. Pretty nice, pretty seasonal for this time of year. We're usually right around upper 40s to about 50. So it's nice to see the seasonal temperatures out there. Plentiful sunshine we're going to see, and we're under this pattern where we're not going to see much exciting weather happen. This high pushes off east, and really nothing to look at in terms of clouds. This maybe the only wrinkle in the forecast looks to be Saturday night, where maybe expected a few clouds in the area, but really the air is too dry for any expected moisture to create precipitation out of this or rain. And so we're expected a pretty dry forecast for the next 7 days, not even a rain chance in the forecast for now. And even into your Thanksgiving weekend, it looks pretty nice out there as well. So tonight, 27, those clearing skies are going to allow those temperatures to dip pretty low, 27 degrees out there, winds out of the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Those are going to calm down tonight, and it's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. Abundant sunshine, nice day, 50 degrees right around normal for this time of year, winds out of the south, switching out of the south, allowing those temperatures to get a little warmer than they were today and yesterday as well. So your 7-day forecast looks pretty nice. Plentiful sunshine across the entire week, with seasonal temperatures actually getting into the mid-upper 50s for pretty much the entire week. Even into Thursday for your Thanksgiving forecast, highs look to be here in Ames. You're probably not going to be here, but upper 50s or so with a lot of sunshine. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nathan. The famous Oppa Gangnam music video has spawned countless renditions, and now Iowa State is getting its own. Matt Rhodes and Cody Gradell bring you more.
Gangnam Style, the viral song and dance video by South Korean artist Psy, is being given an Iowa State twist. Riley Townsend, a freshman in pre-athletic training, has always had an interest in making videos for entertainment. When he saw the viral video, he knew he had to give it some Iowa State flavoring.
Well, I love making YouTube videos, or just videos in general. It's a really good way to express my creativity. I saw this video on YouTube, and all my friends liked it, and I listened to it. It was really catchy, and so I said to myself, I want to make this video, and it looks like it's really fun to make, and so I tried to get a few of my friends together, as many friends as I could, and we were going to remake the video on Central Campus or something out there.
As a part of the Inter-Residence Hall Association's Fall Fest, Townsend was able to gather many Iowa State students, cheerleaders, dance team members, and even the real Psy to take part in Cyclone Style.
I talked to my CA, and I was wondering if we could get the first floor in on it, and he said yeah, and so I talked to him about that. And then he was telling some people about it, and the president of Maple heard about it, and she said it was a really cool idea. And so I talked to the IRHA about it, and they were really cool about it, and they said they'd sponsor it for me. And
Townsend hopes to have the video done in time for winter break, and also hopes Iowa State will take notice of the parody and see the multi-student collaboration.
I mean, obviously, if Iowa State wants to use it for something bigger, I'll let them do that, obviously, because, I mean, this wasn't just me. This is a whole bunch of people coming together to do this. So,
for Newswatch 18, with Cody Gradell, I'm Matt Rhodes.
And thanks, guys. Now, Thanksgiving break right around the corner. I know, hopefully, at least I'm going home, and I'm going to make it there in one piece. What are your guys' plans for Thanksgiving?
I'm going back to Chicago. I'm taking the mega bus because flights were just way too expensive. So I'm excited to go home, spend some family time, eat a lot of food, gain a lot of weight. And yeah, that's really my plan for this next week.
Yeah, all my progress this semester is just out the window. How about you, Maria?
Yeah, same. I'm going home to Minnesota and getting a ride with a friend tomorrow, so it'll be a good weekend. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be. And can't leave you out over here, Michael.
Well, I'll just be going back to Urbandale. Quick shout out to all my Cross Creek boys. I'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, now real quickly, I want to get your prediction, Michael, Mr. Sports Expert over here. Iowa State, as we were talking into our toss there right before sports, kind of in a must-win situation. What's your prediction this Saturday in Lawrence?
Well, Kansas is a lot tougher than it may look, so I'm going to go with a 20-17 victory for the Clones.
I myself am maybe a little bit bigger margin of victory, 24-16 here. So really Iowa State's defense needs to play well. Kansas able to run the ball very, very well. And they have been able to all season long. That 1-9 record, once again, you can't be tripped up on that at all.
Right. That's all we have tonight for this edition of Newswatch 18, and there will not be a show next week, but we will be back on Tuesday, November 27th with more Cyclone news, weather, and sports.
Thank you for joining us, and have a safe and fun Thanksgiving. Good night.
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.